the smartest sports YouTuber with another video. And in this video, we gotta talk about how Joe Burrow just proved once and for all he is better than Justin Herbert. And all you Chargers fans talking about Justin Herbert's in a different league than Joe Burrow. If you're going to say that, you're saying that because Joe Burrow is just in a much higher league than Justin Herbert. We just saw it on full display this Sunday. You know why? Because we had the perfect opportunity to see them face the same team in back-to-back weeks. And it was in Baltimore. The Bengals played in Baltimore, so you can't make that home field excuse. No, we just saw what happened. Justin Herbert went for 195 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and he threw one more pass than Joe Burrow did in his game. So it's a perfect sample size. We got to see him play the same team back to back. They threw almost the exact identical amount of times. Joe Burrow threw 38. Justin Herbert threw 39 in that game, and Joe Burrow more than doubled his yards with 416, tripled his touchdowns with 3, and they both had an interception. So we just saw it on full display. Justin Herbert shit the bed against Baltimore because Baltimore is a blitz-heavy team. Joe Burrow is one of the best QBs against the blitz. Justin Herbert is not. Joe Burrow is one of the best deep passers in the NFL. Justin Herbert is not. And playing Baltimore, you know, your IQ is going to get tested. Your knowledge is going to get tested. You're going to have to be comfortable under pressure. And all these things are what Joe Burrow is better at. So we just saw why Joe Burrow is better. Because in those areas, against the blitz, deep passing, recognizing coverages, reading defenses, getting out of the blitz, Justin Herbert may be a straight line, a little faster than Joe Burrow, but in the pocket, moving around, escaping sacks, Joe Burrow is much better at that, and we saw that all on display. Joe Burrow is better at all those things. He's much more accurate. He's completing 69% of his passes on the year, and he's averaging throwing the ball much further down the field than Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow has a much higher intended air yards than Justin Herbert, so that means how far you actually throw the ball, not how far the receiver catches and takes it. So that has nothing to do with yards after the catch. Intended air yards, Joe Burrow leads that by a mile. Yards per attempt, Joe Burrow leads the league in yards per attempt. And Joe Burrow still completing 69% of his passes. So the accuracy is no question. Joe Burrow's more accurate. Against the blitz, against pressure, Joe Burrow's much better. Deep passing, intermediate passing, Joe Burrow is much better. Overall, he's just a much better quarterback. He leads in touchdowns against Justin Herbert, 17-14. And I know Justin Herbert didn't play an extra game, but Justin Herbert's not throwing 3 touchdowns in the next game, so Joe Burrow has higher than that. Their yards are getting close, and Joe Burrow was on a restriction earlier this year. And Joe Burrow has a 109 passer rating compared to Justin Herbert's 98. Not even fucking close. So don't even compare. Don't even try to say that Justin Herbert is better than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is higher on the MVP ranking. That is a fucking fact. Look at everyone's top 5 MVP list. You're going to see Joe Burrow, and guess who you're not going to see? Justin Herbert. And guess what? Joe Burrow has a better record than Justin Herbert, and most people think that Justin Herbert has a better team around him than Joe Burrow. Justin Herbert finally played a real defense, a real AFC North defense, and he got 6 points compared to Joe Burrow, who plays the same defense a week later in Baltimore, and he scores 41 points and throws for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Stop the comparison. Stop. Don't even try to say that Justin Herbert's way better. Don't even try to say he's better than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is clearly better, coming off a devastating knee injury, and he's outperforming Justin Herbert in his first year back in the first half of the year. And he said it himself. He keeps getting better and better from that knee injury, because obviously the more time that goes by, the better he's going to get from that injury, and he's just proven it. So Justin Herbert's not in Joe Burrow's league. He's not in his category. Stop fucking trying to make it a debate. Joe Burrow's much better. I fucking told you, Charger fanboys, what the fuck was going to happen this year. I told you Joe Burrow was better. I got a lot of pushback. But who's higher on the MVP ranking? Who has their team to a better record? Who has better numbers? All in favor of Joe Burrow. And the one thing that Joe Burrow has worse than Justin Herbert is interceptions. But guess what? Joe Burrow actually pushes the ball down the field. Like I said, he has much higher intended air yards. So he's actually pushing the ball down the field, unlike check down Charlie, check down Herbert the pervert. Unlike him, Herbert, who is a check down king, like I said he was a check down king, and his intended air yards is still towards the bottom of the league, unlike Joe Burrow, who's towards the top of the league. And Joe Burrow, like I said, 4 points percentage higher on his completion percentage. It's not even close. Accuracy, under pressure, against the blitz, reading coverages. And the only thing that Justin Herbert has that his fanboys love to say is, oh, he's got a stronger arm. And that's what a lot of these casuals say. Oh, well, he has a stronger arm and he's fast, so he's better. He's just physically more talented. Okay, if that was the case, Tom Brady wouldn't be having an MVP season at age 44, which I said before the season Tom Brady would win MVP. If it was all about arm strength and athleticism, Tom Brady wouldn't be doing a lot better than Patrick Mahomes, right? Oh, but he is. So it's not all about that. So Justin Herbert can have a stronger arm than Joe Burrow. And by the way, Joe Burrow has improved his arm strength. Joe Burrow now has a good arm. It's not a weak arm. It's not an average arm. Joe Burrow has good arm strength, not great arm strength. And Joe Burrow is just simply better. 195 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, completing almost 50% of your passes against the Ravens, Justin Herbert did. That is fucking pathetic. And we'll see Justin Herbert against New England because we know Bill Belichick just absolutely destroyed Justin Herbert the last time they played. Justin Herbert couldn't even score a single point. I mean, he only scored 6 more points against the Ravens because he only put up 6 points compared to Joe Burrow putting up 41 points with a lesser team in most people's eyes. So no fucking excuses, Justin Herbert fanboys. Joe Burrow's simply better. You can look at the numbers. You can look at the film. Simply better. And you're lucky Justin Herbert didn't play this week because Joe Burrow, there was no way he's having a better week than Joe Burrow did. So again, Joe Burrow continues to outplay Justin Herbert week to week. Justin Herbert has only outplayed Joe Burrow maybe 1 week this season, maybe 2 at most. 1 or 2 weeks at most he's outplayed Joe Burrow this season. Other than that, Joe Burrow has dominated him. When we look back at this quarterback class, we'll say, damn, those are 2 good quarterbacks, but Joe Burrow is simply just clearly better. So a great quarterback in Joe Burrow and a good quarterback in Justin Herbert. That's how we're going to remember this. If they play in the playoffs, I said this, Chargers fans are going to wish they don't play the Bengals in the playoffs because Joe Burrow will smack the fuck out of Justin Herbert head to head, and those are just the facts. So if you're going to disagree, I'm guessing you're just going to say the same old shit. Whoa, Justin Herbert's just physically more dominant. He has a stronger arm. He's faster. But like I said, I disproved all that. Joe Burrow's more accurate. He has a strong arm. He has a strong enough arm for it not to be a weakness of his. He's better at escaping the pocket. He has better mobility in the pocket, even coming off a knee injury. And yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. 17 touchdowns, 109 passer rating, 69% completion percentage, and they about have the same identical QBR, which some people wanted to point to. And QBR is kind of fishy because they've hoed Joe Burrow in some QBR games. Like, it's fucking ridiculous what they've done to Joe Burrow. But PFF, they have about the same grade. So for all the people that said Justin Herbert's clearly better than Joe Burrow, you're sad, you're depressed, you just got proven wrong. Those are all facts. I say all facts on this channel. Look at my NFL takes this season. I said Tom Brady would win MVP. That's going to happen. I said the Bills will make the Super Bowl. That's going to happen. Unless the Bengals do, by the way. Unless the Bengals do. I said the Bengals and Ravens would be the ones battling for the AFC North. That's happening. I said the Dolphins would be garbage. That's happening. I said Justin Herbert would have a sophomore slump and Joe Burrow would be better. That's clearly happening. I said the Bengals would be better than the Chargers and the Dolphins. That's happening. So I'm pretty much perfect on my predictions this season because you know why? Because I back it up with facts, with proof, watching the film, looking at the numbers, and I just say it how it is, and that's why I am the smartest sports YouTuber, and you cannot deny that. So, Justin Herbert fanboys, I'm sorry that you're stuck with a QB that's in a sophomore slump right now that has clearly worse numbers than Joe Burrow, and you just saw it on full display. They played the same defense, and Joe Burrow mollywopped them this week. That's a fucking fact. Joe Burrow just exposed Justin Herbert for the fraud he is, and that many people were led to believe he was an MVP candidate early this season. And guess what? Joe Burrow's now the MVP candidate. So suck on that. You just got schooled. And I'll just leave the video up there. So hit the like button. If you hit the dislike button, you're just a fucking hater. You're a Chargers fanboy, bitch. That's a fucking fact. And yeah, sub to the channel. Keep the channel growing. With that being said, you just listen to the smartest sports YouTuber on the planet. That's a fact. And I'm out.